Beautiful. So please welcome our next speaker to the stage from Good News Lutheran College is Aarav Mahajan.
Good evening. Good evening, fellow students, teachers, and everyone in this hall today. My name is Aarav Mahajan and I'm from Good News Lutheran College. Today, I'll be talking about the intimate relationship between teenagers and parents. I'm pretty sure for all the parents sitting in this room today, you have already or are currently raising teens, which we all know can not only be tiring, but extremely stressful. I mean, 90% of parenthood is practically thinking about the next time you can lay down again. Isn't that right, Mom and Dad? Well, anyway, let's get started. The relationship between teenagers and parents. It's a tale as old as time, and just as dramatic. It's like a never-ending game of tug-of-war, where both sides pull the rope into their own direction. Let's start off with teenagers. Teenagers are like little rebels, always trying to assert their independence and test the very limits of their parents' patience. They stay up too late, they talk back, and they listen to music that makes their parents' ears bleed. And don't even get me started on their fashion choices. What's with all the ripped jeans and oversized hoodies? Do they not own a mirror? But do you know what's really funny about teens? They'll think they're invincible. They'll do the dumbest things and act like nothing can hurt them. They'll jump off roofs into swimming pools, ride their bikes without helmets, and eat expired foods just for the heck of it. It's like they're trying to prove something to the world. But the only thing they're really proving is they're not very good at making smart decisions. But hey, that's what being a teenager is about, making mistakes and learning from them. Parents, on the other hand, are like little dictators. Always trying to enforce the rules and monitor their child's every single move. They set curfews, they lecture, and they ban music that might make their ears bleed. And don't even get me started on their fashion choices. What's with all the khakis and polo shirts? Do they not own a sense of style? And oh my gosh, what's with all the back in my day stories? I mean, we get it. Back in the day, you had to climb 2 mountains covered in snow just to get to school. And back in the day, you didn't have iPhones, tablets, or any of the smart technology we have today. Although this is very frustrating, parents do this to emphasize how much harder it was to live in the past and encourage their children to appreciate what the modern world gives. Carrying on, have you ever felt like your parents just don't know what being a teenager is about? You're not alone. Despite they were once teenagers themselves, parents seem to think they know exactly what being a teenager is about. They may say things like, "Oh, I know what you're going through," or "I was a teenager once too," as if that makes them an expert on the subject. But the truth is, being a teenager today is very, very different from what it was even a few years ago. From ever-changing cultural norms to social media, being a teenager today is a unique experience. But despite all the drama and eye-rolling, there's a certain bond between teenagers and parents. They may not always see eye to eye, but they always want what's best for one another, even if they express it in different ways. For example, if a teenager comes home with a bad grade, their parents might lecture or ground them, but all they're worried about is their child's future and just want their child to succeed. And when a parent insists their child wear a coat on a rainy day, it's not because they want to ruin their child's fashion statement. It's just that they're worried their child might get sick. You see, a famous quote was written about this very topic. It states that behind every child who believed in himself was a parent who believed first. You see, nothing in this universe ever goes alone. Even the simplest of pencils need an eraser to rub out its mistakes. Just like that, every single teenager needs their parent to help and support them. But all a parent can really do is give guidance and put their child on the right path. But it's the final forming of a child's character that lies within its own hands. Yes, my fellow teenagers, it lies within our own hands. Thank you for listening, and it's Aarav Mahajan signing off.